Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Just 3 days ago, crypto markets on a global scale plummeted in tandem, and out of the large caps, XRP got hit the hardest. And many people were speculating, what the heck is wrong with XRP? Many people panic sold. But now, just 3 days later, happy to report XRP has recovered nearly all of its losses from that particular moment in time, from that moment of capitulation. You know, the biggest capitulation moment that we've had since FTX collapsed in November of last year, and it happened to occur in a matter of like 5 minutes or so. From that moment to now, at the time I'm recording this, XRP has recovered almost all of that. And on top of that today, XRP is outperforming Bitcoin. And you know, you could say, okay, well, fine, it's recovered since that point, but XRP was on a downward slide before that. To which I respond, yeah, so was Bitcoin. Folks, everything is fine, everything is good, and I want to share with you some thoughts on this, and not just that. In typical fashion, what do you think the whales were doing as people were panic selling? They were buying, and we're at a point now where Santiment, on-chain analytics firm Santiment, is reporting, yeah, altcoins are oversold. This is a good time to be in crypto, folks. But before we go any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so I put out this tweet earlier today, just highlighting that from the moment where capitulation occurred just a few days ago to the point that I was posting that, and it's still true now, XRP is down about the same as Bitcoin. So here's what I wrote verbatim. XRP is only down about 5% from the moment the market-wide crypto crash occurred on August 17th, 2023. Bitcoin is also only down about 5% from that moment. Can we please knock it off with the idea that somehow there is something wrong specifically with XRP? It's just nonsense. Facepalm emoji. And it's true. And because XRP happened to be among the worst performers, certainly in large cap coins, in that particular moment, there are all sorts of people thinking, my God, this just must be the case. This is not right. Or they're shadowy figures pulling strings somewhere. And I'm just sitting there laughing. And here you can see on the screen this little screen grab I put together. It shows that the initial value at the time of the drop was roughly 57 cents. At the time I posted this, it was roughly 54 cents. So that would be a decrease of about 5.2%. Here's the same screen grab for Bitcoin now. At the time of the major capitulation, Bitcoin was $27,700 roughly. And then at the time that I posted this, now 3 days later, it was $26,370. That's a decrease of 4.8%. Folks, that's practically the same. So yeah, XRP performed worse in that moment, but sometimes Bitcoin performs worse. Who cares? And so I looked at that, look at the data from then, and I looked at where it ended up now, and I'm just like, it's about the damn same. And all these people panic selling because of that and being down in the dumps and having trouble sleeping at night don't make no damn sense up in this bitch as far as I'm concerned. Look at this from on-chain analytics firm Santiment. Hashtag XRP network is starting to see some mild recovery signs, and today's plus 4% rise, price rise appears to be supported some of the asset's largest whales. They meant supported by. I remember reading that earlier and I was like, yeah, they messed up that sentence. They're saying that the increase is supported by the whales, meaning they're buying. So then they also wrote, there are 221 addresses holding between 10 million and 1 billion XRP. They now hold a combined 16.13 billion tokens worth $8.71 billion. So what they're saying here is there's been an increase in XRP ledger activity, and whales are playing a substantial role in this. That's what it certainly looks like here, right? So we are, at the time that they posted this, and it's slightly less than this now, although I also saw it slightly higher earlier today, plus 4% for the price of XRP over the 24-hour period preceding the post. And if you just look at the largest addresses out there, how have they been behaving? And this is why, like, again, I'm never going to tell anyone to buy or sell or do anything. I'm not offering financial advice, but I just think I'm just observing some pretty obvious things here behaviorally. How do the typical lemming retail speculators out there behave? And how do the whales behave? Well, the speculators, the idiot ones, I mean, if they're buying and selling purely based on emotion rather than logic and reason and data, They're just exit liquidity. They're just useful idiots for the whales, specifically. And I expanded upon this. I wrote the following earlier today on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now XRP is up 4%, outperforming Bitcoin, which is flat. And that is true, folks. At the time of recording this, it's about the same. So Bitcoin's up 0.11%. That's basically flat. XRP up now 3.26%. Okay. But that's kind of the point. XRP performed worse a few days ago, and what's happening now? So then I wrote, like I've been saying, sometimes Bitcoin drops more than XRP during market crashes. Sometimes XRP drops more than Bitcoin during market crashes. Sometimes Bitcoin rallies more than XRP. Sometimes XRP rallies more than Bitcoin. Short-term price action doesn't matter. Zoom out on a chart and you'll see the asset class price action has incredibly high correlation. So here's the point. Here's the point of me stating all of those very obvious things. Here's what I wrote. This is why I was laughing when XRP dropped way more than Bitcoin during the crypto market crash 3 days ago. It doesn't matter. It was funny because it was a display of absurd human behavior. And it happened so fast. It was also funny and absurd because the XRP price drop had nothing to do with XRP. The drop indicated nothing about the long-term viability of XRP. It did not indicate that there was something wrong with XRP or that XRP would never again have days where it would outperform Bitcoin. So folks, think about this. People 3 days ago, what was the sentiment? Oh my God, there's something wrong. XRP's performing worse than Bitcoin. 3 days later, bitch, that's all you had to wait. And XRP's outperforming Bitcoin. Not by a crazy amount, but enough that it's noticeable, and Sandimit's tweeting about it. It's not nothing. That's the point. This is normal. And so I then wrote, we're talking about the crypto asset class, the most volatile asset class in existence. You bought crypto knowing the asset class is so volatile. Did you think it would stop being volatile to the downside just because you now own crypto? Or is it logical to expect big drops sometimes, dramatically decreasing your net worth? Why be fearful when we're observing volatile price action, given that data tells us we should expect volatile price action? The market is behaving in line with what we should expect, yet some people freak out over normal market behavior? So, given this is true, isn't it unnecessary to have a negative emotional response on days when prices crash dramatically? Yes, it's unnecessary. But humans are humans, and they feel scared anyway. I guess that makes me a robot. Beep, boop, beep. Little robot emoji. And look, I was laughing when this was happening. Like, I swear in my life, I did not feel a shred of fear out of this. I've been through this so many times before, and I was laughing. You could be, well, how dare you laugh when people are unemotional? But shut your little bitch ass up. Let me tell you something. My net worth went down probably way more than almost everybody that holds XRP, and I don't say that in a braggadocious way. I have this is extreme risk, what I've done, in putting so much into XRP. It's my largest individual crypto holding, but I have that level of confidence. But you see, this is the thing. If I responded like some of those people out there, and then just the types that get fearful and they have trouble sleeping at night and they're panic selling, I would not make it. I've been here almost 6 years. I still believe there's going to be a new all-time high at some point. So yes, I think that the right attitude is to be positive and just laugh at the silliness of the people who are making important financial decisions based on their feels. That, I think, is a better approach. I think just chuckling at the silly nature of humans rather than... I'm not basking in their pain or anything. I'm not doing that. I'm laughing at the silliness of human behavior. Isn't that a better approach than crying, at night, curled up in a ball and covered by my bed sheets? Isn't that better to just laugh about the silliness of it all than being just living in terror? I would say yes. And I also, again, think there's no reason to worry, as evidenced by the fact that, again, markets are back up. And so, again, this isn't about whether or not the market trends downward now for some period of time or trends upward for some period of time or stays sideways for months. I'm not predicting what's going to happen. What I'm saying is I don't care and it doesn't matter. I just don't give a damn. It doesn't matter big picture. And that has been my stance, for basically the whole time that I've been in crypto. I mean, after we hit the new all-time high, what was then a new all-time high for XRP, January 4th, 2018, I was like, well, it's probably going to take a while to recover from that because that was such a massive bubble that formed for crypto and XRP specifically. And I just thought, well, I don't know when it's going to come back. I know I can't control it. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to be here. That's my plan. And either I'm right and it hits a new all-time high or one day it goes to zero. Here we are 6 years later. It hasn't gone to zero yet. I'm not feeling sad about this. So yeah, my net worth went way down a few days ago. Now it's up a bit compared to that anyway. So what? I don't care. I don't need that money right now anyway. And I've only invested what I was willing to lose anyway in case I was disastrously wrong about this. And the verdict's still out. I'm still very confident, you know that, but verdict is still out on this. And then there was another component to this. XRP community member Wilbur54XRP tagged me after retweeting what I just shared with you and wrote, "Spot on, Moon Lambo. The reason why people who have invested in crypto get scared when the market dramatically goes south is because they are often using and borrowing money they shouldn't, rather than using liquid disposable income. If you cannot afford it, please don't do it." And so I responded and wrote, "That's an excellent point. Investing more than one can afford to lose or using leverage when investing only makes the negative emotions hit harder when markets move to the downside." And that's why, look, I've never used leverage. I'm never going to. For the typical person, I just think it makes no sense. And it's all it shows is like an abundance of greed. That's too far. So you're telling me like the life-changing wealth that occurs for people in crypto with swings sometimes in the thousands of percentage points, the thousands of percentage points, that's not enough. We need to risk it up here, leverage some stuff. Like, are you kidding me? You need a greater multiplier effect. Like, it's just, to me, it's just silliness. I'm just not participating. And then Wilbur wrote back to me and said, "Yep, that's why you see so many people getting upset when the market crashes. For clarity for those who are reading this, if the market crashed tomorrow for good, of course I'll be upset. That's human nature. But the key point is I wouldn't lose anything that would impact me." See, now that sounds like sage wisdom to me. I would also be sad if crypto ceased to exist. Say I'm wrong about this. Crypto, we're all wrong. Crypto's going to zero forever. Peter Schiff was right, and then we just all are stuck with gold. Okay. Even if that's the case, I only put in what I was willing to lose, and like I'm not counting on crypto for retirement, but I do believe that it can result in life-changing wealth if what I think it is ends up being the case. And I don't know for sure. I place my bets. I feel very confident. We're going to see what the hell happens. Either way, like if you're not having fun in crypto right now, you're doing something wrong. This is an exciting time to be in crypto. And we're already, a good couple years past, the bulk of most of the excitement, I would argue, in crypto, even though it was later in 2021 when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. If you think about this, 3 years ago is when we were, we were talking about, actually, if you remember being here in like August, September, October in the world of XRP, man, what a bunch of BS, nonsense, not fun, sideways price action. Now, I was still having fun, but the price action wasn't thrilling people. But then just like, in just short order, just rocketed up to over 80 cents. And yeah, I know the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit happened, but I'm just saying it's been 3 years. And if you believe in the 4-year cycle theory, if you think that that's something that makes sense, and even if it's going to be a little bit less or more than that, well, we're through the bulk of it because 3 years ago, that's when things were starting to heat up at the end of 2020. And Bitcoin ramping up, and I could be mistaken, but I think it was 2020 when Bitcoin finally hit a new all-time high, a little over $20,000, right? And then it obviously shredded through that ultimately hitting almost 70 grand. So yeah, that was close to 3 years ago. So what if we start seeing things hit up later this year? And what if it is next year where we see them? Well, then we're pretty damn close. But market isn't just going to stay here forever. That's not how things work. And you can see the whales positioning. You can see BlackRock coming in. There's so many reasons to be excited. I can't relate to the negative and sad emotions when price go down. It's just part of being in crypto. And again, like I said in my post, I couldn't more seriously mean this. If you know, and you do know, that there's negative downside price action and that it doesn't mean everything's going to zero. If you know that, based on historic precedent, then when it happens, why would you feel negative emotion when something that's happening is occurring and you know that it should happen? It would be weird if it wasn't happening in the future. The normal thing is happening. It doesn't mean it's never going to make logical sense to look at it any other way. But I get it. It's for these people, it's about emotions rather than logic. But that's why I'm highlighting this. Because if you're one of the people that feels emotions, first of all, you're normal. I'm not actually like ripping you to shreds or anything. You're just normal. I get it. But I'm trying to help, because if you recognize this, hey, this is normal. I'm saying you can allow the logic to overtake the emotions. That's why I create videos like this, so you can let your logic overtake your emotion. And it doesn't happen. The first time somebody tells you this concept, it doesn't just seep in and then you never have the emotions rule you ever again. That's not how this works. You need repetition. You need to go through these experiences many times and then keep applying the logic so that you don't make foolish decisions. So again, buy, sell, hold, I don't care. I'm not telling you anything specifically in terms of what you should do with your finances. I'm just telling you about the way that I frame this for myself and what I think makes sense in a general sense. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!